Hey, shipmate!
I am your Commodore, commanding officer of all rebel captains commissioned in the Freedom Fleet. Last we left off with the Hornet had been taken as a prize by THM sloop of war Porcupine, where she was taken into Port Royal, Jamaica, but Rebel Captain James Nicholson managed to escape, becoming a POW. We continue with Episode 2, Drama in the Bottom of the Bay. In late April of 77, her construction was now completed and she was ready for sea. Captain Nicholson returned to his original command, the frigate Virginia. This ship mounting 28 guns as opposed to the 10 of the Hornet, though some challenges still awaited the captain on board. The British blockade of Baltimore Bay was standing in his way. He wouldn't take any prizes on the high seas without getting past them. A frigate, being a larger ship, had a deeper draft through the water. The locals would use back channels and alternate routes to evade the blockade, but the frigate would be too large for any of those options, would have to sail straight through the teeth of the blockade. And her size, they kept her in port. These combined issues presented a third problem. The Virginia, being a fully rigged ship, meaning she has 3 masts, a forward mast in the forward section, a main mast amidships, and the mizzen mast to the aft, each mast having a mainsail, a topsail, and a topgallant sail, would require more men than his last command for her to set sail. So if she wasn't sailing, there was little work to be had for the crew, and word passes fast in the sailing community, and it was well known she'd been sitting in port for a while, and she was likely to stay there longer still. Given these challenges, it's pretty hard to recruit men to work for a ship that won't sail. If she won't sail, then she can't take prizes. If she can't take prizes, the crew doesn't get their share of fun from the sale of those prizes. No shares means no beers. And a real sailor always has tavern money, so a sailor without beer ain't working here. On top of the difficulty in getting new recruits for the Virginia, Captain Nicholson had an even greater difficulty keeping the crew members he already had. A plethora of privateer ships were actively sailing from different ports not too far away. Those privateer ships drew from the same labor pool that was available to the Virginia. Privateers tempted sailors away with the lure of big and easy money by capturing slow British merchantmen as opposed to battling out with the world's strongest navy. The privateer ships, they had private funding, so they were fast, heavily armed, so their chance of success was pretty good in capturing slow, unarmed merchants. The privateers put a little sprinkle on top, and they were not as strict in their rules of service as opposed to what life was like in the Navy. So you're less likely to be strapped to the mast and lashed with a whip for a minor infraction. Given these challenges, Captain Nicholson had some unique ideas in how to overcome his lack of manpower. He decided he was done asking, and he started telling. That's it for today. The War for Liberty needs you to do your duty. Hit the like button. Enlist with the Freedom Fleet by following and subscribing. Sail fast. Fight hard. God save the new nation.